was actually talking to a couple. They're visiting New York City. They were on the train. They were from Florida. They were like, I don't know how you guys do this in the winter. Like, it's freezing up here. I'm like, well, it's sometimes worse with the wind chill. And they didn't understand what the wind chill was. It was like the other day, it was like 19 degrees, but it felt like 6 degrees with the wind chill. They were just baffled. They didn't get that. I'm like, let me explain. I'm about 5'8", 160 pounds. Now I'm going to kick you in the balls. But it's going to feel like I'm 6'2".
Wrote myself a to-do list to get motivated. Quickly got overwhelmed by the amount of things I had to do. Turned into a suicide note about halfway through. Like, number 5, lose weight. Number 6, get a job. Number 7, to whoever finds my body. Please check this item off the to-do list.
First of all, they've been best friends like for forever. Like my wife and this woman Mary that she works with. And like a couple weeks ago, I threw a party at my place, and we have this friend David who swears by Heineken beer. That's all he drinks. We all know this. So before David arrived at the party, I turned to everyone there. I was like, "What do you guys suppose David's going to bring to drink tonight? Budweiser?" And Mary goes, "Actually, I'm pretty sure he'll bring Heineken." Shut your mouth, Mary. Of course he's going to bring a Heineken. That's all he drinks. That's why we nicknamed him David Heineken. It's like the guy drinks like 2 kegs of Heineken every night before he goes to bed. She goes, "Really?" I said, "No. That is way too much alcohol. Like, no one could drink that much Heineken. Not even someone we nicknamed David Heineken." I was like, "Why does my wife even hang out with you?" I guess it's because you have such a great sense of humor. She's like, "Really?" I was like, "Jesus, no!" She came to one of my shows, and she didn't like that joke, first of all. Oh man! But she's like, "Look, I know you make fun of me quite a bit, but I really did think you were funny up there." I was like, "That's sweet, really?" And she's like, "No."
God. Any Titanic fans out there? Anybody a fan of Titanic? Yeah? All right.
Ship or the film?
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Exactly. I'm a fan of the tragedy. I'm a fan of the tragedy. The film I can give or take, but the tragedy, I like it. And this is why. Maybe you and I will agree. You're the first person that said that. Because if you watch a documentary when the survivors were still alive and it was filmed, then every survivor, all they talked about was the band. The band on the fucking ship. And they were like, the band was so brave. They played until the end. And I always watch it like, maybe the band wasn't brave. Maybe they like just found a rhythm together. And that was the biggest crowd they ever had. Maybe the cellist is like, we gotta get the fuck off of this ship. And the other guy's like, no, but let's break out the new stuff. They love us. You know? Whenever I think about historical, we don't know what happened. I just think, I can't help but think hypothetically. Like, do you think there was a guy floating around in the water still pissed off that they hadn't played his request yet? He's out there like, I asked for Yankee Doodle Dandy 4 hours ago for my wife. And now she's dead. Thanks, band. No wonder you play cruise lines.
I do have a new life goal. It's to be that guy people see on the street and they say, how'd he get her? I think as far as life goals go, that one's pretty attainable. The way I see it, there's 2 ways I can go about it. 1, I get an awesome job, make a shit ton of money, and then get a banging hot trophy wife. Yeah, money, yeah. Or 2, I could just marry a nice, average girl, and then completely let myself go. That's gonna be hard. It's gonna be 2.
I got dumped when I was stoned. Does anybody ever? Is that ever? kind of got when you're stoned.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Really not. We're together 3. She's like, I don't love you. I was like, I guess I'll let that bother me tomorrow.
Met this girl the other night. We're about 3 drinks in. She springs this on me. Oh, I have a boyfriend. So I said, Thundercat fridge magnet. She's like, what? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Thought we were listing shit we have that doesn't matter.
I online dated for years, hated it, miserable. My absolute worst experience online dating was with a guy I didn't even wind up meeting. We were briefly talking back and forth, and he just said, hey, do you want me to send you a picture? And I was like, yeah, sure. And here, right up front, is my advice to you. If someone says, want me to send you a picture, don't say, yeah, sure. Say, of what? I knew that was going to be of his face. Not even close. It was, you may have guessed, of his erect penis, not done, with a parrot standing. No!
And?
A parrot. And the only text in his email was, so, what'd you think? Are you interested? And I was like, what do I think? So many things. First off, doesn't that hurt? I was like, should I write him back? Should I not write him back? So I really quickly wrote him a letter just so I can say that I wrote him back and had some kind of closure. But I was like, dear Mark, if that is your real name, if you are, in fact, a 38-year-old man who, in response to a photo request, had a picture of his dick with a parrot on it, no, I am not interested. However, if you are just an incredibly computer literate parent, the only good picture you have, you happen to be standing on some random guy's erect penis. Absolutely, I will totally go out with you. I'm very into that. Just give me a or whatever.
I guess they're excited, they're her coworkers, because I do comedy, but they're just like, oh, so you have any shows this weekend that we could go to? And my wife was like, yeah, tell them, honey, about your show. I was like, yeah, we got one like Saturday night. And they're like, really, what club? It's not really at a club. They're like, oh, is it like a bar show or something? I was like, no. Like at a restaurant? I was like, no, I can watch it online though.
One thing I realized through promoting this show is that I hate predictive text because it makes me look syrup.
But it was weird. It kept recommending to me people I already knew. They're like, meet Angela. She lives in Astoria. I was like, all right, okay, Cupid, that's a weird voice. To deal with that. Also, Angela's just a good friend. It's not going to work out. They're like, all right, well, meet Amy. She lives in Astoria. You're a match. I said, I actually know Amy. We got drunk and made out in a bar 2 years ago. It's not going to work out between Amy and I. Unless she starts returning my calls, text messages, emails, gets that restraining order lifted.
Like, I'm Brian Bruner with a Y. It really doesn't mean anything, but my parents would always try to sell it to me as a kid, like, you're special. Like, no, I'm not. I'm a fucking asshole because I never got like a bike license plate out of a honeycomb box, you know what I mean? There was always Brian's with eyes, and they're riding by, and you're like, fuck those guys. Like, so when I got old enough, and I looked up the other Brian Bruners, it turns out there's like 25 Brian Bruners with a Y across the world. Like, there's black Brian Bruners, there's Puerto Rican Brian Bruners, there's Mexican Brian Bruners. We're like fucking Bratz dolls, you know that? Like, and we come in all shapes and sizes and accessories, and I thought it was neat. So I thought I was gonna friend all these Brian Bruners and make them my top friend. So he knows, like, I would be like the ambassador of Brian's with a Y. Like, maybe they'd roll out a red carpet, or I'd lead a revolution. I don't know, we'd revolt against, but I would be that guy, right? Every one of them thought it was cool. They wrote me back, they're like, this is awesome, fuck yeah, cool. One guy in particular did not think it was funny at all. He actually wrote me back, he's like, who are you? Like, he thought he was the only Brian Brunner on a planet of 6 billion people, right? Like what a douchebag, right? So me being a stoner with an internet connection, I thought I'd fuck with him back, right? So I wrote him back, I'm Brian Brunner from the future. I'm the Brian Brunner that would have existed had your mom actually kissed your dad at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Like, so New York City, you guys probably have all seen this. Like, people like to name drop. You know, like, I know so and so, whatever. I'm cool. Like, I think that's stupid. I think, you know, no matter, you'll never be as cool as the person whose name you're dropping. You know, I mean, at least that's what Rob Lowe told me.
The whole thing about movies nowadays, when somebody blows some shit up and walks away in slow motion, it's just too much. It happens too often to happen. I mean, I just don't. How can it be so cool to walk in slow motion in a movie, but yet people who walk slowly are so fucking annoying? Like, if it's real, there should be someone behind him in the movie like, fucking hurry up! There's a gas station on fire! And he'd still be like, understand that.